What's going on, guys? Thanks for watching Wild Fed Family, and today is the day that I start planting fall food plots. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, when I plant it, what I plant, and how I plant it, and that is going to be with this four-wheeler that I'm sitting on right now. So there's no need for heavy equipment. You can still get it done with just a 25-year-old four-wheeler. So keep on watching, and let's go start working on food plots. So I got about 1.5 miles to ride down the road before I get to the property and the food plot, and you can see right behind me, I got the four-wheeler loaded up, and I got a 25-gallon tank sprayer on it. And if you want to see what I put in it, how I mix it, the ratios, etc., I'm actually gonna put a video that you can click on at the very end of this one. But I'm gonna go down the road, and yeah, we'll get started. All right, guys, I made it. But this is what I planted last year, and what I planted was all perennials. It was rape, ryegrass, winter wheat. There's some clover mixed in, which ended up making it, but it's not quite enough. Now I want something that's going to be a little low maintenance and feed the deer all year with just a little bit of mowing, fertilization, etc. So I got a brand new product. But before I put any of that down, what I have to do is I have to spray all this, kill it off, and start fresh. So that's what I'm about to do. Well, that's done, and I'm gonna let it sit probably about a week, because I said the rain is coming in a week and a half, and I'll just monitor the weather up until that point. But it's gonna take about a week for all this stuff to brown out and completely die off, so works out pretty perfect. But I'll see you in 7 to 10 days. Well, it's not a week and a half later, it's about 6 days later, and I need to get out here because today is Monday afternoon, and we're getting rain Wednesday through Friday, so I need to get some seed in the ground. And if you can't tell by the sound of my voice and the look on my face, I'm not exactly feeling so well. I've been laid up in bed since Friday afternoon with the flu, corona, whatever it may be. But matter of fact, I'm still running a fever, sweating right now, but I needed a little bit of fresh air. I was getting tired of being cooped up in the house, which is really a shame because this whole weekend was fantastic deer hunting weather. You know, 40, anywhere from 37 to 45 degrees in the morning, and it's just been perfect, and I have not been. But this is an easy chore to do. All I got to do is ride around on the four-wheeler, drag the harrow behind me, no physical effort, just fresh air and sunshine. So I'm going to start tilling this thing up. And as you can tell, all of this is still fairly green. It usually takes about 2 weeks for the glyphosate really to knock everything off to brown, and it's right in the transition stage. A lot of this is starting to wilt. I know that it's done its job, but I can't wait, so it's getting worked in the soil. But before I get to tilling, I need to show you what I'm tilling with, and let me introduce you to the most redneck harrow ever. So there it is. Now, I consider myself a resourceful man, and as some of you know, many of you do not, I work on large-scale commercial projects as a construction superintendent. So it's pretty easy for me to get my hands on some scrap steel. Got some more down there, some angle, but this is pretty much it. So the harrow itself is probably about $100 cheap Chinese junk harrow that I got on Amazon probably about 3 years ago. Now I braced it up, and then I also added this steel plate, which adds weight, and then I added a hitch arm, which is 2 pieces of angle bolted together, and a just hitch on the back. So drag this thing around, cinder blocks, weigh it down, cuts in the dirt, and I just ride around on the four-wheeler, take it easy, and it does the work for me. There you have it. It does work. This is kind of what I'm looking for right here. It's It's kind of a half till, probably loosened up the top inch and a half of soil. And what I'm gonna do now is come over here and just put an all-purpose 10-10-10 fertilizer over the top of it at this half till stage, and come back tomorrow and work it in completely and work about the first at least 2 inches of soil. So I'm just gonna keep riding around on circles, throw out some fertilizer if I even get to it. Then I'm gonna come out tomorrow afternoon if I don't wear myself out today. So I got about half of this food plot done as far as the halfway, and really it's almost about 3/4 till. But I am absolutely worn out and I feel like a big old pile of deer turds. So I'm gonna head back to the house, get plenty of rest, and yeah, I need it. So I'll see you tomorrow. What's up, guys? It's the next afternoon and I'm back out here at the food plot, and I'm feeling a little bit better today. But hopefully I'll be able to make it to work tomorrow. That's the plan. Anyway, fresh air is definitely helping. Now, I just walked the edge of the food plot, and look, I decided that I'm just gonna go ahead and fertilize what I got, because it's only gonna work it in and break it up, and you'll help it penetrate into the soil a whole lot better. Now, I wanna show you something really cool. OnX actually has a pretty cool feature here, and what I did, I don't know if you can see that. Thanks for sharing my reel. I walked the border of this food plot, and they have a tool on here where you can find out the area. Now that gave me 0.4 acres. Now I'm gonna account for some shortages in areas here and there, but roughly half an acre is what I'm gonna call it, and I'm about halfway done. So it tells me about food plot is 1 acre. So I'm gonna use that as a measurement for my fertilization rates, and I might fertilize a little bit heavy. So I'm gonna get to walking that around, spraying this stuff out, and I'm gonna keep on working it in until we get ready for seed. All right, everything's been fertilized, even the stuff that hasn't been harrowed up, and I'm sure my four-wheeler appreciates the break. And right now, I need one too. Well, finally got done tilling it all up, and I'm ready to get some seed in the ground. Now, I got 3 products here. They're all from Advanced Wildlife Solutions, 4S, and this right here is the Harvest Advantage. It is basically a cereal grain, wheats and oat mainly. Next I have the Forager Plus, which is a brassica blend, and the next I have the Everlast. And the Everlast is mainly a mix of red clover, white clover, and perennials that will come back year after year after year if maintained properly. Now I'm going to mix all of these together, because what I'm doing is I'm creating an Everlast food plot. Now what this is going to do by mixing it in is it's going to give the deer forage while these perennials establish. So not only is it going to be huntable and there's going to be a bunch of growth immediately, but it's also going to somewhat shade out and allow this perennial blend to establish a root base and spread. Now, the deer love clover, and what also loves clover is bees. And in the spring, I'm going to bring a hive out here so that they can help pollinate and spread this Everlast blend of perennials that is going to keep going year after year. So I'm super excited about getting this going. But these 2 products are great products, but they're also going to keep the deer from chowing down everything that I want to do long term. So I'm going to fill this up, I'm going to start spreading out, and yeah, we'll get some seed in the ground and let it grow. So this mix right here is roughly 40 pounds, and it is enough to seed all of this 1 acre plot. So I'm gonna get to pushing, and I'm not really looking forward to it. Y'all, I would love to have a seed spreader that sits on the back of the four-wheeler or a tractor or all that good stuff, but a little bit of hard work goes a long way, and you appreciate what you do a little bit more as well. Not to mention, even though I did not feel like it at all, I didn't feel like getting out of bed. Got out here, I got some sweat pouring through my skin, and I got some sunshine. And that's really the best medicine, except for the antibiotics, steroids that I've been shoving in my gut. That works too. But the last step is really just to get on the four-wheeler, go one more pass over all of this, and really just make good soil contact with that seed. And then keep my fingers crossed and pray for rain. So, opening morning, I sat in this stand, and you saw how it looked. But right now, I'm sitting looking at something completely different, and it looks great. So, although it's pretty invasive to come in here, till all this up, do all this work, the deer absolutely love it. Matter of fact, when I came in today, there was fresh deer poop on top of what I'd tilled up. So it's probably not as invasive as you think. But let me show you my view, because it is beautiful. All of this is going to be bright green when everything else is dead and brown. And doesn't look like much now, but I know it's coming. I know the deer are going to love it. And all I got to say is thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you learned something. This is what I do in a cheap way, and that's all I got. I need to go back to the house. I'm gonna make some dinner. Matter of fact, that's gonna be my next video. So stay tuned, keep watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.